Okay, another video about how this stuff works. One of the other things that you may not really quite have put together in your head yet about our devices is that we take advantage of frequencies. So what does that mean? In this case, what it means is that instead of just like the electricity running along as like a flat line, it's actually turning on and off really fast. It's turning on and off really fast, you might say, at a particular frequency, which means like a speed of turning on and off. It's actually not turning it off. It's going up and then across and then down below the line and over. So, there's a square wave frequency, which is like a block-shaped frequency. There's a sine wave frequency, which is sort of more of a smoother oscillation. There are always different frequencies, and these are like sounds, basically. What we have learned, because the acupuncture research has been done since about 1939, it's not new. And the research has been done in China and repeated here in the United States and Europe by lots of really good researchers. There's actually electrical acupuncture research being done all over the world, and people are redoing old experiments. And so we keep on verifying and refining our understanding of how to choose which frequencies. So a frequency that helps with pain is anything in the range of 1 cycle per second or 1 pulse per second and 5 pulses per second. So 1 pulse per second would be like boom, 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 boom. And 5 pulses per second might be like like that. So in that range, we know from research that if we deliver the electricity into your body with that frequency on the carrier, it will impact the endorphins in your brain. These are the body's own morphine molecules that it produces naturally. We all have them. And so we know for sure from research from how many years, 50, 60, 70 years, that this exact frequency set will improve your brain and your spinal cord production of your body's own morphine. At the same time, it'll also increase the amount of receptors that can sense endorphins in your brain and spinal cord. So not only will you make more, you'll also be more sensitive to it. At the same time that that's happening, we also know that that increase in your endorphin levels will go down again back to where it started after about 3 or 4 days. And so when we get your endorphins up to the highest level, we want to repeat that acupuncture treatment right then while you're at that higher level. And then you'll go higher, and then we'll repeat it again in 3 or 4 days, and you'll go higher. And we can get your endorphin levels to go higher and higher and higher, and your endorphin receptors to go higher and higher and higher by repeating your treatments very close together and using this frequency between 1 and 5 hertz cycles per second. And so this is why at the beginning of your treatment, if what we want to do is use endorphins to help you with pain management, we want you to come 3 times a week for a while, 2 or 3 weeks, so we can see that endorphin levels get up higher and stay higher. And we know from research that you will stay at a higher level of endorphin production and reception after 3 or 4 weeks of good frequent acupuncture, and that new higher level might stay with you for 3 years. And so we're really motivated. If endorphins is the tool that we want to use, we're going to use that frequency, and we're going to want to have you coming enough. Otherwise, if you only come once a week, you'll feel better, and then your pain will be back to, your endorphins go down, your pain will be worse. And then we're starting over from 0 every time you come, because the body has enzymes that will break down these morphine molecules. And that's good, right? Because if you just had endorphins all the time, you'd be banging into banging into things and hurting yourself and cutting your finger, and you'd never even know that you were hurt. And so it's a good idea for our nervous system to have enzymes to get rid of these endorphins. But The downside of that is that after an acupuncture treatment, you'll find your pain is really better after a day and a half or 2 days, and then it starts to come back. And we've heard this story from patients for 30 years. They've told us exactly the same story. So we know that this is actually a fact. And it's not what we wish, but it is how the body works. And that's how we work. We work with how the body works. So the endorphin frequency, 1 to 4 or 5 hertz, we're going to be using with a lot of our patients at a lot of the visits. So I hope this answers a few more of your questions about frequencies and pain control with acupuncture.